All right, Chelsea. Uh, to... Okay, gonna start that again. Can you smell?
I'm keeping all this in.
What? Well, welcome back to another recording session. My name is Steven.
I'm Chelsea.
And we are back with games we really want to play and or like asterisk the exception to the rule. Right before we get into our very favorite video games of all time until something else comes along to make this list obsolete.
Yep, the top 5 this time.
The top 5 for now.
Doesn't that sound grandiose?
Of all time currently.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure my top 4 isn't going to change anytime soon, but number 5 could.
I mean, my top 2 I feel like are pretty. My top 5 are all pretty solid. I could see number 5 moving up a little bit on like a replay.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly haven't played number 4 in a little bit, but I played it a lot for a long time. And number 3, like, has just been really solid since I played it. So, I don't know. Like, I feel like something big would have to come along for me to change all this.
Yeah.
10 through 6 are all very, very good. I love those games, but like, at given times, I feel like any of them could be replaced with like 15 through 11, depending on my mood.
Yeah, I feel that.
But top 5, like, I feel like at most they would just potentially move positions with each other, but it'd be hard for any of them to go below 5, I think.
Yeah, my number 5 could easily change if I just find another game that I absolutely love. My top 4 are pretty much all games that have changed me in some way, or have just deeply affected me. So
I don't know if any of mine are like that. But we're not talking about that right now. Now, we are talking about games we haven't played that we really want to or would have wanted to if circumstances were different.
Yep.
So I've got 3 that aren't on like my top 10 like most played, but like I thought of them recently and I'm like, you know what, I want to play those and I'm gonna forget about them if I don't mention them, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna like rattle off those 3 really quick. I think they're actually all PlayStation 1 games, and I didn't grow up with the PlayStation 1, so there's a lot of missed games in that era that kind of like would have been cool if I was a kid, basically.
Oh, totally.
So like at some point
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of like maybe dust them off, give them a go, and I don't think they'd be like my favorite games ever, but it would have been cool to experience, I think.
Yeah.
One is the first Rayman, was on PS1, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And I don't know, I like Rayman. Even like Rayman 2, which is a completely different game than the other Rayman games except for Rayman 3, is a pretty solid title. Another one is like in that 2.5D platformer style, and that's Klonoa Door to Phantomile. Looks fun. Don't know a lot about it. Looked like a good time. And then of like this category of like games that I want to play but didn't quite crack my top 10 like want to play most. This one's probably like the closest to that, and it's a game on PS1 called Vibe Ribbon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you mean Vib Ribbon?
Vib Ribbon, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, well, regardless, like it's just seems like a cool concept of a game where you can like put in your own music and the game kind of makes itself to the game or to the music.
Yeah.
I really don't even know how it's done or how it's played, but it looks cool and I would love to experience it at some point.
Yeah, speaking of Klonoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, like, Matthew Perry was really into Klonoa.
Matthew Perry?
Yeah, from Friends.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that that's a weird fact.
Yeah, it's just something I
You
know.
don't even like Friends.
Not really.
Why do you know that?
Matthew Perry was a pretty cool dude, though. I just saw those on Twitter a while back, and I just found it interesting. I thought I'd share that with you, just so you know.
It's like just a strange fact coming from you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, do you have any excess games you want to share that spilled over, or should we get into like the 10?
Are we talking games that we want to have played, or that we wouldn't? Sorry,
Yes.
that we want to play right now, or
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So first of all, I would have really liked to have played Dragon Ball FighterZ when it was like still new and big. That's right, we're talking about fighting games again.
Honestly, like as far as fighting games go, I kind of wanted to play Fighters. I almost grabbed it a couple times, but I just never did.
Yeah, it's having a big resurgence right now because they just announced a new character, another Goku, which means that...
Is it the Daima Goku?
Yeah, Super Saiyan 4 Daima Goku.
Okay.
Which means that in this 3v3 game, you could have a fight where every character is different, and they are all Goku.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, sometimes like different forms are different characters, right?
Yeah.
And then there's a whole situation of like Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Daima and Super are all different series. So like Goku's treated a little different in all of those.
Yeah, and like his fighting style changes. Like like Super Saiyan Goku is very standard. He just has the usual stuff you would expect, Kamehamehas and like quick attacks and such, but then like base Goku plays very differently because like the less members you have on your team who are like still alive, the stronger his Kaioken gets.
Oh.
So, it's like making that thing of Goku sweeping in the last moment to save the day into a mechanic.
That is kind of neat, though.
Yeah, there's some other funny things about Dragon Ball FighterZ I wanted to talk about. Mainly Tien. I was like following this game back when, like, before it released and like the hype train and all that, and they would like reveal characters in like a magazine, and they showed off Tien in the magazine first, and one of his moves is summoning Chaozu to, like temporarily freeze an opponent.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna say like explode.
And I said, wouldn't it be funny if Tien had a super where Chaozu attaches to the enemy and then blows himself up, and then when he tries to use that freeze move again, Tien just starts crying. Guess what? That's actually in the game.
Wait, he starts crying?
Well, he doesn't start crying, he's just like, no! Translation...
That's crazy.
The translation in this game is also really weird. Like that famous moment where Frieza tries to attack Goku again after Goku gives him his energy, and Goku shouts, "You fool!" and blasts him back.
I actually don't even know who Frieza is.
Oh. Well, Frieza is this guy.
No, of course I know.
The phrasing they use in Dragon Ball FighterZ is "you moron," which sounds a lot funnier.
Yeah. I do like a classic "you fool."
Yeah, "you fool" is great.
Yeah. You can bring that into any part of your life. Like if a computer screen is blue screening on you, yeah, like you can definitely just shout it and it'll be okay.
I remember that. But yeah, other than that, I've got a couple more fighting games on here. Chelsea's Fighting Game Minute. I'll be talking about them for a minute.
For sure. I don't have a single fighting game on my list.
Of course not. Yeah. But yeah, I did actually buy Fighters when it first came out. I just like wasn't humble enough to actually sit down and learn how the game works, I was frustrated that I wasn't better at it because I had played a lot of Street Fighter. The problem is that like Street Fighter is like the blues, and then Dragon Ball FighterZ is like speed metal, so
well said.
There are like definitely things that carry over, but it's also so different and so much faster.
It's interesting. I would think Street Fighter would be one of the faster ones, but
oh no, it's definitely one of the slower.
Yeah,
it's definitely one of the slower fighting games.
What about the Turbo Edition?
That's like the normal speed now. Like early Street Fighter 2 is very slow in comparison to like modern Street Fighter. Modern Street Fighter is like Turbo Edition.
I see.
Other than that, because Turbo was so much more popular that it became the standard basically.
Interesting.
But other than that, there's a new Avatar fighting game coming that looks really cool.
Which Avatar?
The Last Airbender.
Okay. I was like, that's probably what you mean.
Yeah.
But
it is 2D animated and looks exactly like the show. And like the mechanics are really in depth and like lots of crazy movement. It looks like a game that you could sink like tons of hours into, and everyone in the fighting game community is really excited about it. I watch a lot of those creators, and it happened to come out. The alpha last weekend happened to come out at the same time as an alpha for the new Marvel fighting game, and Avatar pretty much blew it out of the water.
Wait. Oh, okay. I was confused because I just saw a blurb here that said Avatar Legends, the fighting game, was canceled last year, but now it's back with a debut gameplay.
Yeah.
It does look very reminiscent of the show in art style, which is good. I don't think you could do it otherwise.
Oh no,
it looks like it's pulling from everything too, because like the screenshot I see right here is Aang versus Korra.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it seems like they didn't get like Dante Basco or Janet Varney back, but it's also a lower budget game, so it makes sense.
Yeah, and things could change.
It could.
If you said it's an alpha.
Yeah, it still seems pretty early on. Yeah.
Yeah. So who knows? It seems like Dante Basco's kind of like stepped back from a lot of projects. He might be at least semi-retired at this point.
I thought he was like.
I don't know about that for sure. Of course.
I thought he was like involved with some new Homestuck thing though.
No, I don't know. Mostly I know him from more like childhood stuff than I do what he's doing now. Like, he was in Jake Long, Avatar, Hook, like things like that.
Yeah.
And he was in a Goofy movie. Stacy! Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me, baby!
Anyways, there's a few other games that I want to play, but, if you don't have any more, then I can just stop there and we can hop into our proper lists.
Okay, yeah. So, the first game that I want to play, and still could, it'd be pretty easy to do. Actually, I don't know. I might not have a console that can handle it. Elden Ring is one that I have not played at all, but it looks neat. I love the look of the world. I like the idea of games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. I kind of mentioned that earlier, but I have actually played a little bit of those.
Yeah.
Have not touched Elden Ring, but it looks kind of dope.
So my first game that I want to play is Elden Ring, as opposed to yours, which is Elden Ring.
Yeah, I figured you would have played it, honestly.
No, I have as far as Souls-likes and Souls games go, I've only played Dark Souls 1 and Bloodborne, and I recently started Dark Souls 3.
I see. That's kind of surprising to me.
No, yeah,
I guess you just knew so much about the games that I just assumed you were, playing them.
Yeah. No, yeah, I only know a lot about Dark Souls 1, pretty much.
Where have I been? Underwater, apparently, is where I've been.
Oh, no.
But no, it looks really cool. But, what game also looks cool is actually 3 games. Is the Metroid Prime trilogy. Is another series of games that, haven't touched them, but they look pretty cool. Particularly, it sounds like Metroid Prime 1 and 2. And, of course, with Metroid Prime 4 out in the world now, everybody's, talking about Metroid again, at least for a minute. Heard Metroid Prime 4 has some side character issues.
Yeah.
But is cool otherwise. One of the cool things it sounds like is, what's popular about Metroid is all the isolation.
Yeah.
There's not really other characters. You're Samus, stranded on a planet, and you're doing stuff. You're surviving, you're hunting, you're doing whatever. And having a guy quipping MCU-style jokes at you seems to kind of break that immersion.
Yeah, you played Metroid Dread. You're alone for most of that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Same with Super Metroid and Metroid 1 I've played a little bit of. I think that's it. I think that's all the Metroid I've played before.
Yeah, Metroid
I've
Fusion...
seen some footage of others.
Yeah, Metroid Fusion does have you with a AI companion, but, that's just a voice and is just kind of telling you where to go, basically. Which is why a lot of people don't like it as much as the other ones.
But what about Other M?
What about Other M?
But the mechanics seem cool. It seems like it's in the style, Metroid Prime seems like it's in the style of, the first-person shooter I would want to play. I played Doom on Switch, which was fun. I didn't get very far because I'm not very good at it, but it was fun to play. I like your Halo games. I like the vibe of, Super Metroid and Metroid Dread. So it just seems like this is a little piece of gaming history / franchise that I haven't delved into a lot. And I have them all on my Wii U, which I definitely play all the time and didn't just buy on a whim to complete a collection that I have going on, and didn't, download them for cheap before the Nintendo store disappeared forever and nobody can download it that way ever again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Metroid Prime I tried. The controls were just so awkward for me because I'm used to twin stick and all that, and I really didn't like the aspect ratio because... Not the aspect ratio, the field of view, because it's so small. Just because it's an older game and used for a tube TV. So.
What's wrong with a tube TV? Not turning on the boob tube anymore?
No.
Adjust the rabbit ears?
There's everything wrong with the tube TV. I don't know.
I still wanna get an old CRT to play some of my retro games on.
Yeah, definitely. I would want one too. Despite what I just said, ignore that.
That's a project for another day. What other games do you want to play?
Donkey Kong Bonanza. Don't have a lot to say other than that I've heard really good things about it, and when I first saw the reveal trailer, I was like, that looks really cool, I hope it's good, and it sounds like it's fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? Since the order doesn't really matter, Donkey Kong Bonanza is also on my list. It's probably the most modern game that's on my list, and not just because it literally came out this year,
yeah.
but because, most of my games are older because I feel like they've like passed me by, and I didn't get a chance to play them. There's a couple exceptions here, like Elden Ring is kind of one of those like partial exceptions. But no, yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza looks really cool. I know a lot of people were kind of shaky about the redesign of Donkey Kong, but I looked at it as like, no, that's just what Donkey Kong used to look like. The rare is the redesign.
Yeah, pretty much.
So it didn't bother me any, but I could definitely understand like somebody who grew up Nintendo 64. Actually, honestly, like Donkey Kong Country 1 onward, especially if you grew up N64 onward. Yeah, changing Donkey Kong looked pretty crazy there.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's a good redesign. I think it fits Nintendo's aesthetic a little bit better. The being able to like smash anything seemed crazy, but it seems cool at the same time. It sounds like they're releasing some DLC that has something King K. Rool related, which is neat because I wasn't sure if that was honestly Nintendo or Rare property, because like Nintendo doesn't really use the Kremlings anymore.
Yeah.
Not like with the Donkey Kong Country games that came out, Tropical Freeze and Returns. Kremlings weren't in that game at all.
Oh, weird.
So
I remember.
Yeah,
that,
but
though,
like
yeah.
it doesn't mean that the villains in those games were bad. It was just like they're obviously the Kremlings are iconic. So it became a question of like, is Nintendo not using them because they're now owned by Microsoft because they're a Rare product, or is it because like they want to do something different? And both are valid. Like it just yeah, I think the like Little Pauline, while even though it's like stirring up some crazy Nintendo lore conspiracy theories of who Pauline is at this point. I think it's a cool design, and I think Donkey Kong having a little buddy that's not just Diddy Kong again is a good idea. And I think Nintendo needs more Pauline.
Yeah.
We just forgot about her, except for a song in Mario Odyssey.
Yeah. Have you heard about the mechanic with Pauline that has messed some people up?
I have not. I honestly know very little about the game.
So a second player can play as Pauline, but you can't do much except like make her shout and stuff. So if you just mash it, you can like miss tutorial stuff.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
That's such a like that's even like beyond the little brother controller. Like at least like Tails could like do something.
Yeah.
Like
that's as
but
far
I guess
as I know.
it's not that far. Like how far off I guess is it from like player 2 in Mario Galaxy where all you're doing is like collecting star bits and shooting star bits at a thing?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess it's not crazy, but it seems like you could do something a little more with a player 2 in a game like that. But also I wouldn't know what, because I haven't played it, so. The next game on my list is a game I own 2 copies of, I think, and I have not played yet.
Oh.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh, yeah.
I have it on PS2, and I have it on PS4, which I've heard is the better way to play it because PS2 is pretty laggy.
I think I'd kind of want to play it on the PS2 anyway, just to marvel at how they got it to run on that one.
Oh, for sure. Like, I have it on both for a reason. I definitely got it on PS2 a long time ago, when I started building that collection up a little bit. I still don't have a very big collection, but I needed to get some games for it. And then when I bought a PS4, I saw that there was the either remake or remaster on PS4. So I was like, well, heck, maybe I'll sit down and play it if I have it on the console I'm playing right now. And I didn't. So yeah. But like, it looks like that game is kind of like the argument against people who say like video games are just mindless toys. That game is proof, and so are a lot of others, but this game especially was like a huge attribute to like video games are art.
Yeah.
you can do so much, and like every Colossus is different. Like you play a couple and you start to get the feel of like, oh, they're just gonna get bigger and bigger. And you kind of understand the mechanics, and then you get like one that's like the size of a rhino or something, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Like it's like running around, and you're like, oh, so there's different things you can do. Like people were thinking about like this not getting repetitive, even though this world is like just vast and empty, which is could be boring, but it seems like it's designed to be that in such a way that it just feels like anticipation when you're going to the next thing.
It honestly does look really cool. And by extension, I also would have loved to have played Ico or Ico. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but I remember watching my dad.
The one before that?
Yeah, the one with like the kid with the horns. Mm-hmm. I believe I watched my dad play a little bit of it as a little kid, but yeah. I don't remember much of it other than like him wielding a stick and sometimes putting it on fire to fight like this shadow thing.
I know a lot less about that game than Shadow of the Colossus. I've at least seen like some gameplay of Shadow of the Colossus. I think I've seen the whole thing played.
Yeah.
And people obviously like, especially a few years ago, people were talking about it nonstop. Mm-hmm. It's kind of, I won't say faded into obscurity, but it's definitely not getting talked about a lot right now.
It's not a hot topic, yeah.
Yeah.
So my next game?
So I was like, what's your not hot topic?
Actually, it's a little bit of a hot topic. Final Fantasy Tactics.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. My brother, I think, is playing that right now, too.
Yeah, a friend actually bought this for me, so it's a thing that I have access to and have just not yet started. But I said earlier in this list that I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy. Something about the vibe just doesn't hit with me. But I always
you don't
hear
like the Final Fantasies and you don't like the Zeldas.
Yeah, but I always hear that Final Fantasy Tactics is by far their best story ever told. And it's a lot more of a political story, which honestly I love politics in like stories, not so much in real life, but it's fun in stories. Seeing like the political maneuvering and such, and that's always fun in Star Wars. I joke, but also, I do actually like the prequels now.
The prequels have definitely hit a nostalgic vibe at this point.
Yeah.
I can't fault anybody for liking them for like a reason like that, because like you grew up with them, so did I, but like you especially, like it was like your first movie theater experience.
Yeah.
We played Star Wars together as kids all the time, and like the hot items were, the prequels, like because there were more Jedis and everything. So like people who like the prequels, I get it. I can sit here and say like, yeah, I like the prequels, but not because I think they're good.
Yeah.
I find them enjoyable, but there's a difference between like good and enjoyable. There's definitely overlap between the two, obviously, but there are plenty of bad things I find enjoyable.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut it off there because if we start talking about the prequels, we're gonna be here forever, and that's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do some Star Wars topics in the future.
Yeah. Anyways, what's your next one?
It's not Final Fantasy Tactics, although I think I would like playing that game. I do like a nice tactical RPG. I like the... I do to some extent like the Fire Emblem games. I like Mario vs. Rabbids as another tactical RPG. But we're not talking about tactical RPGs right now. We're talking about Final Fantasy, because I want to play Final Fantasy IX. It's like the one that nobody talks about, and I love the designs of it. I know people don't really like 8 that much in retrospect, other than maybe some style. But like I feel like 9 got kind of swept under the rug, because like the PS2 probably wasn't that far out, and then like Final Fantasy X came out, which was fully voice acted and everything. But every time I see anything about Final Fantasy IX, I look at it as like, that game looks cool.
Yeah.
I love the more fantasy style designs to everything. I actually don't even know that much about Final Fantasy IX, except it seems like the people who have played it do really like it.
Oh yeah.
It just seems like it's quite a lot less than other ones.
Hmm.
I honestly think it looks like like I think the designs in 7 don't go too far, but from what I've seen of Final Fantasy 8, it seems like they were trying really hard to make everybody look cool with a
Yeah.
capital Kewl.
Yeah.
And I've got a gun sword, like, and I
Yeah.
also heard like the game like breaks at some point.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot more to say about Final Fantasy IX, except like it seems well received for the people who've played it, and it looks fun, and like it might be up my style.
Yeah, to my understanding, the creator wanted to like go back to the older style Final Fantasies just one last time, and yeah, the people who have played it certainly seem to love it. I remember there was a video I think ProZD made where he had like where he was like talking to like a higher up of Square Enix, and he was like, "So which Final Fantasy is your favorite?" And he's like 9, and then he like gives him like a $50 bill or something. He's like, "Thanks."
Yeah, I actually just saw one of his videos where he mentioned that 9 was his favorite, but he finally played 6 for the first time and was like, "Oh wow, I actually fully understand why this is one of people's favorites."
Yeah.
Because he always hated on 6 because 1, it wasn't one he played, and 2, like it was older.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if he's still. It was a little unclear if he was like, "This might be my new favorite," or if he was still on the lines of like, "9 is my favorite, but this is really up there."
Yeah.
But um, it. Someday, I will find and play that game. Someday.
Yeah. My next game on games I want to play is actually a mod. It is Fallout
Ooh.
London.
I I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's a total conversion for Fallout 4 that takes place in London. That's all I have to say about that.
Oh, all right.
It looks cool.
Yeah, my another one on my list is not is finally Paper Mario for Nintendo 64.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I like Thousand Year Door. Haven't beaten it, but I like it. I like the Paper Mario style. I like that it's just a little cartoonier. Like they hadn't quite finalized how it's gonna look yet, because Paper Mario has like looked like Thousand Year Door since Thousand Year Door.
Yeah.
But you can look at Paper Mario 64 and be like, yeah, that's the one that came before, though.
Yeah.
But a lot of it sounds like it's like a lot of people's second favorite one. And since I still have my Nintendo 64 and like collecting stuff for it, at some point I'll probably try and pick it up and maybe play it. Who knows? It looks fun in the same way.
Yeah, well, with Paper Mario, it seems like the competition isn't too fierce because there's like 3 good ones.
Yeah, I've heard the one on the Wii is pretty good, but it's like I don't think anybody likes it as much as Thousand Year Door.
Oh no, it's very different.
I don't think it's everybody's favorite.
Yeah.
And then I think that's the last one that people kind of like.
Yeah, I mean, Super Paper Mario doesn't have a noose in it, so I mean...
Yeah, it's true. It doesn't have the gallows right when you walk in. Bad game. We hang paper in this town.
My next game is Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown.
Oh. Which gen is this?
This is like PS4, I want to say.
Okay,
if
so
not PS5. It's very recent. I can look up how recent if I really wanted to, but I think it's just a few years old. And basically it's a Metroidvania, but with some like fast action, I hear. So I've heard it called like a like a cross between a 2D Devil May Cry and Metroid, so that sounds awesome to me. But yeah.
Let's see. This is one you can kind of fill me in on. Actually, two of my next two are ones you could fill me in on. We'll start with Star Wars KOTOR 2. We talked about a little bit on this list, obviously.
Yeah.
And that, like, it's practically unplayable these days. Because, like, you have to...
KOTOR
like,
1...
You need, like, a PC mod, right? Oh, it's KOTOR 1 that's unplayable?
Yeah. Obsidian actually, like, updated KOTOR 2, like, several years back to make it more friendly for modern PCs. But, like, KOTOR 1 has all these problems with scaling. Like, you can't even get it to be, like, 1920 by 1080 without, like, some really rigorous workarounds, and it's still, like, built for older PCs and, like, lower amounts of, I think, RAM. I'm not the most computer savvy, but yeah, KOTOR 2, you do still want the content restored mod, and even then the game is still incomplete, but it's still fantastic. It's written by someone who was like, you know what, I think we already talked about this, so never mind.
We did talk about it a bit, that's why we don't need to get too far into it.
Yeah,
but I wanted to let you know that it is on my list of, like, I want to play this game at some point, but we'll see if it ever actually happens.
Yeah, KOTOR 1, I think, has been ported to the Switch and stuff, so you can just play it that way, and it is worth KOTOR playing 2. That one. Yeah, KOTOR 2 is the one you can't really play on Switch because, like, they promised they would bring forward the content restored mod, and then they just didn't, so the game is broken, and you can't really complete it on Switch.
We do love that.
Yeah. Yeah, last I heard, there was a class action because they promised they would make the game playable, and then they didn't.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe someday, maybe they'll patch it. I don't know.
Yeah, PC is still the way to go for KOTOR 2, unfortunately.
That's why it's like, I might not ever actually play this, because I'm just not a PC gamer.
Yeah,
but
maybe
who knows?
Maybe if we ever have the time, we can do it together.
Fair. Honestly, I think that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Like, obviously, I'd have to be the one to play, but I'd let you make all the decisions and such.
Or at least inform, or at minimum, like, inform some decisions, like...
Yeah.
But yeah, like, yeah, honestly, that could be fun.
It could be, yeah.
Keep an eye to the skies, kids.
You might see me there, flying, and being sad that I'm flying.
In the Manila flavor.
What?
Everybody's favorite Star Wars ship, the Manila flavor.
My next game is Killer is Dead. This is a PS3 game that was like a pseudo-sequel to Killer 7. You play as a gigolo assassin called Mondo Zappa. No, wait, not Mondo Zappa. I think it's Mondo Zappa, actually, yeah. And you have a robot arm that uses blood to shoot blood, and you have a katana. And it's batshit insane.
Hell yeah. I have never heard of that. I think I've heard of Killer 7, but I don't know much about it.
Yeah, really eccentric director, basically, called Suda51.
Ah, yes. Okay. My next one is another one you can inform me about. Baldur's Gate 3.
Ah, yes.
If I ever get myself a Steam Deck, I can probably play this one, but that's the trick right there.
Yeah.
I think it might be available for PS4, but I don't know.
I don't think so. I could look it up real quick.
No, I don't think so either. I think it was like on the edge of the end of PS4's life.
Yeah, it's not. The cool thing about Baldur's Gate 3 on console is that it still supports mods. You just don't have quite as much variety, but they have really done a great job with that. So, that's good for a second playthrough or so.
Yeah, I like D&D. I like video games.
Mm-hmm.
I like stuff like this. It seems like it'd be fun. Everybody loves it. Everybody who plays it, who likes D&D, loves it. So someday, but by that point, Baldur's Gate 4 will probably be out.
Yeah, which will not be as good because Larian's not working on it.
Well, damn. But yeah, honestly, like, there are so many times I'm this close to buying like a Steam Deck to just play Baldur's Gate 3 because like I want D&D back in my life in some capacity. And then I don't because I remember I need money for other things.
Yeah. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 does kind of scratch that itch, yeah.
Yeah.
As well as
in a way
video
that I
game
think
can.
a lot of fantasy games wouldn't quite do it. Like sometimes I want to play D&D, so I'm like, maybe I'll put in Tears of the Kingdom or something. I don't have Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild. And I'm like, this is fun, but it's not D&D.
This section is actually going on pretty long.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So
but I think like I'm down to 2 games at this point.
Yeah. As am I. Yeah, I'll just go on with my next one if that's cool.
Yeah.
Tyranny is an Obsidian RPG that basically is the bad guys won. You're one of the bad guys. Try and fix it.
Fair. That's honestly like, I've wanted to play D&D campaigns like that where it's like, oh yeah, the world sucks.
Yeah.
My next one, and to a lesser extent, my next 2, I really want to play Mother 3, but I don't think there's any way for me to really do that. And to a lesser extent, I would love to play Mother 1, but I've heard it's mostly Earthbound, but like less.
Yeah.
Heard Earthbound is basically a remake of Mother 1, but more going on. So, but like, I might pick. I could pick up Mother 1 pretty easily if I wanted to. I think it's available on like Nintendo Online.
Yeah.
Which I'm not paying for right now, but that's beside the point. I could pay for it and just play it.
Yeah.
But Mother 3, them copyrights.
Yeah, apparently there is a fan translation online for Mother 3. Not condoning that or anything, but not condoning piracy. I mean, but
if they just made games available for us to play, we wouldn't have to pirate them.
Yeah, but apparently it's difficult on emulator because there's a mechanic in the game where you can do multiple attacks if you attack to the beat.
Yeah.
And the emulation doesn't quite keep up with it, so...
I have heard that as well. But, maybe someday I'll be able to play Mother 3 and continue my enjoyment of the Mother series.
Mother. All right. So,
what's the last game that you want to play?
My last game is Disco Elysium.
Oh, of course.
You don't know that one?
I do not know. Oh, wait. Did you tell me about this?
I don't think I did.
Then no, I don't know about it.
Disco Elysium is a RPG with no combat, where you play a man with a very fractured mind, and all of the fractures of your mind are your different stats. And the more you put into these different stats, the more they talk to you and like form your personality. It's I've heard nothing but amazing about this game. They added full voice acting to it a few years back, and apparently that was a huge undertaking because there's so much dialogue in this game.
I recognize this game, but I know like next to nothing about it, short of what you're telling me about it right now.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about it. Apparently the original title, which they couldn't get for some reason, was No Truce with the Furies, which I think is even cooler than Disco Elysium, but yeah, apparently it's also
Lots
a
of Greek
very...
mythology reference.
Yeah, apparently it's also like a intensely political game, and there's a lot of touchy subject matter in it, so it's not for the faint of heart or anything like that. I know some things that happen in the game, and they sound wild.
My final pick for games I haven't played but would like to is Kid Icarus Uprising for the 3DS. I saw a Let's Play of this around the time when it came out, and I almost picked it up a bunch of different times, and slowly I stopped seeing it on the shelves. Now, there's a good chance I'll never play this because it's on the 3DS, and so it's locked on a dead console. It's not like I couldn't like Amazon this game or eBay it or something, but it now involves like breaking out specific power cords to charge a handheld.
Yeah.
That's a lot smaller than it felt at the time. To play a game that, like, you know, people just aren't talking about anymore. But I think the Kid Icarus franchise, as the two games it is interesting. It's like Greek mythology, but like not Greek mythology at the same time.
Yeah.
Like they invented all their characters, and like there's some weird like stuff with angels and stuff where it's like, what is the mythology of this? But I think that's kind of the fun, is like it's all just kind of like you're seeing all these characters that, you know, are unique to this franchise but feel familiar because like everybody understands Greek mythology to some extent. And it just looked like a fun kind of shooter, beat 'em up, exploring kind of, not platformer, but I don't know, it just felt very, very fun Nintendo vibes.
Yeah.
And I will probably never play it.
Your wrist thanks you.
Why?
Apparently that game was like really hard on your wrist, because you're like flicking stuff so much, and it's like all touchscreen.
Interesting. That's not what I heard. But I could be, maybe I misunderstood the like how the game was being played, because I only watched a Let's Play of it.
Mm-hmm.
But looked fun. High reviews from the person playing it. But that's like the only person I ever heard of playing that game.
Yeah.
And that will lead us into our top 5 video games.
I almost wonder if we should make this a separate video, just because that took so long.
No, I think we talked about making it a separate video.
Oh, did we?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I thought it was going to be a little shorter.
Yeah.
But I thought it would be like, here's like a short kind of bonus video.
Mm-hmm.
Versus like, here's an extended intro.
Yeah, I thought it was going to be an intro, and so I was, you know, not expecting us to take this long either.
Which, I mean, like I said, like I expected it to be a bonus video, or even just like an extra video on its own. Mm-hmm. So like this played out about how I expected it to, if it makes you feel better.
Okay. Yeah, this will be a bonus video then. Join us next time where we talk about our actual top 5 games.
Our actual top 5 games. Oh my god, they're actually coming! I'm Steven.
I'm Chelsea.
Peace!
Out.
That's the new outro.
Okay. should I still say out next time then?
I don't know.